Lewiston, Maine is like a lot of decaying mill towns in the New England region of the United States. It's full of textile factories that shut down decades ago, leaving behind empty buildings and high unemployment. But Lewiston has abruptly become an experiment in multiculturalism. An insular and predominantly Christian place in the least diverse, whitest state in America, it's suddenly seeing an influx of black African, non-English speaking Muslims. Over the past 5 years, 3,000 Somalis have flocked to this small town, rejecting the large cities where they were originally settled by refugee agencies. The Somalis balked at what they saw as the bad influence urban culture had on their children, says community religious leader Nur Iman.
They settled here because they don't have most of the gang-related violence. You know, there is no, Hispanic is African Americans. The minorities have more problems in America, as you know. If we mix up there, our kids will be the same.
Somali leaders revived an old tradition from their heritage as nomadic herdsmen. They sent out scouts, young men called Sahan. In Africa, the Sahan looked for good grazing land. In America, they looked for a town with low crime and cheap housing. And they found it in Lewiston. Now, a storefront mosque is the center of the Somali community, and most Somalis say they are glad to live here. Shopkeeper Saeed Mohammed was a university professor in Mogadishu before his country dissolved into clan warfare in the 1990s.
And really, Lewiston urban area, the people are very nice and are very good. And the Somalis think it is a better place to integrate.
But many newcomers are struggling. Hodan Mohammed says she has faced discrimination as she's searched for work.
They told me that go to Bank North, they hiring, and then when I get there and the manager saw me that I am Somalian, she told me, no, I'm not looking for people like you, go.
Local officials say there aren't enough new jobs to go around in Lewiston. Bob Stone was the city's chief financial officer when the Somali influx began.
I was shocked that the Somalis selected Lewiston as a place to migrate to. The opportunities here are just so limited that I think they certainly could have picked a more vibrant economic environment.
Unemployment among Somalis remains high, says city administrator Phil Nadeau.
The information that we've got right now suggests that the unemployment rate is well over 50%. For these adults, and it's a significant concern. It's a significant concern in a state that really hasn't caught up to the idea of having a large, population of non-English speaking people live in any community in Maine.
Among longtime Lewiston residents, resentment towards Somalis appears widespread.
They've taken over the city pretty much. A lot of the people that's lived in Lewiston have been kicked out of their apartments. So the landlords have evicted them so they can let the Somalians in.
The more we try, the less we get. But they come here and it's not fair. Having them given everything on a silver platter and they don't have to work for nothing.
Recently, that resentment boiled over in an anti-Muslim act that shocked the entire city. One night in July, about 20 Somali men were inside here praying when suddenly someone threw a severed pig's head into the mosque. Police arrested a 33-year-old man who admitted he threw the object but said he did so as a prank. He was charged with desecrating a place of worship. Somalis see the act as a calculated religious insult.
I see it as a hate crime, and even though he said he was joking, I don't really believe it. I like to think of it as an isolated incident, not a pattern.
Lewiston did not treat it as a joke.
This just can't be tolerated. People need to live here in comfort. And you need to send a clear message out to those individuals who take things or commit these kind of senseless, stupid acts.
The outrage reached all the way up to the state's governor.
All that's necessary for us to do is not quietly standing by, but standing as one, as citizens of this state, to say that we will not tolerate this kind of behavior.
Somali community leaders say they are encouraged by that strong response, and they say they are here to stay.
We think about people playing in the snow and playing hockey and, you know, sleigh riding and so on. So 20 years from now, will we see Somali people out in
We're gonna slide, or there's no sliding. Yeah, we're gonna learn. Why not?
Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Lewiston, Maine.